Happy Friday. Welcome to the IT Hour. Glad to have you all here. We are excited to have two guests today. So, by the way, I'm Becky Scott. I'm head of community at JumpCloud. I always forget to introduce myself because my name is right there on the screen, but I'm trying to do better for the recordings. Urvashi joins us again. Thanks for being here, our technical champion. Yes, I like that piece. And Rob McGrath is back, and so is Himanshu. Who I can't even talk today. Himanshu Sharma, sorry. And we've got some good things. We're going to talk about running ad hoc commands and password manager. And so we are excited. So, how's everybody doing? Am I getting?
Yeah, I think, Himanshu, do you have earphones or headphones? That would help.
Yeah, I think maybe being on the speaker is kind of throwing things off a little bit, but we are glad to have everyone. Urvashi, how's your week been going?
It's it's been a wild ride. I'm realizing now that it's not me that's dumb when it comes to answering the technical questions in the community because the easy ones get answered really quickly, and the ones that don't get answered are the really hard ones. So I'm feeling a little bit better about myself now.
You're doing a great job. For those who are in the community forums, Urvashi's all over the place now. She's really getting in there and digging into the answers, so
Everywhere.
it's great. So
How
Rob,
are
what's
you,
new with you?
Becky?
Huh? Oh, me?
How
Oh,
are you?
I'm good. This is the first week at high school for my oldest kiddo, so it's been a bit of a ride, but they're doing all right and we're managing. And it's deep in summer, so it's extremely warm here. So I think Rob, you're not too far from us, so I think it's probably pretty hot, and you're still in South Carolina, right? Still pretty hot there
Oh
too?
yeah. Oh yeah. It is the full swing summer. Humidity is a thing. I was in Florida not too long ago, so it made me appreciate South Carolina's humidity. But yeah, summer is quite intense. So, and back to school also with the lovely driving of parents forgetting how to function in car lines. It's great. But
Yes, I
yeah,
have.
it's the life of end of summer. So,
Yeah, that carpool twice a day. We live
uh
we live too close to the school, so we don't have a bus, and so I get the joy of going through that every day. So, Himanshu, did you get that set up? Are you good? I don't think we can hear you yet. So
I think
we normally
what
test
happens with
everything
me
out
is
ahead of
that,
time.
yeah, you have to you may have to leave and then rejoin. I had this problem before.
Yeah. The
I
settings
hope
have moved
it,
too, so that doesn't help either. The settings button is moved from the top down to the bottom right and in a weird place. So, have fun finding it, I guess, is what it winds up being. So we'll let you get that situated. Little bit shorter agenda on some of our other stuff that we normally do. Normally we talk about community and product updates, but actually, we have some people here going to talk about the product stuff. So we don't have as much in that section today. And but I will go ahead and give you a couple of things that are going on in the community. Speaking of Urvashi being busy in the community, she has put up a couple of nice quick scripts for people coming from Slack. We are trying to do more around capturing those things as they come through so that people can find them later. So she has been doing that. She's got exporting command results to CSV and how to suspend users via PowerShell. Other than that, we've got a testing 123 testing. That is actually the name of the post on the blog. So it's talking about how you want to test software, and that might be good and interesting for you all there. Uh, Jeff, I have an IT problem. Good luck, everybody. You've done that. And that's not very nice, Jeff. But we'll let you slide because we like you. I'm trying to get your comment up there and I hit the wrong button, and there we go. See, we can feature those and show it. All right. So ingest. Yeah, sure. Ingest.
I did laugh. I did laugh. I was on mute, but I laughed.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if that's going to work or not. All right. So, Himanshu, are you, do we have
Yes,
you
I
there?
believe you should be able to have. Okay.
Yay!
Hey.
Like an angel.
It wouldn't be a Friday without, a couple of blips here and there. So, how are you doing? We haven't had you here for a little while.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Finally, it's getting a little better weather here in California. So I'm gonna spend my weekend in the Central Valley instead of going to beaches. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, which one of you, I think you might have decided this before I got on because I joined the green room a little late. Which one of you were going first today?
I can totally go first if you want me to, Himanshu. I got
Yeah,
you.
sure. Mhm.
Cool. So I have actually, I'm very excited to bring two different features to you guys today. One that is in production, it's released earlier this summer, just some minor tweaks to it. So I'm glad to actually have it brought out to you guys and in production. So if you go to your MTP or your admin portal today, this is available. And another one that's coming out in the next, well before the end of Q3. So like probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks, you'll start seeing this. If you're interested in early access, reach out to me. I'll be happy to hook you up and get your input on this. I'll go ahead and share my screen for this.
Yeah, please do.
Share my screen.
We regularly have volunteers for early access for stuff, so this is
Oh yeah.
proud to ask.
Well, I'm very glad to ask. So the first one is actually something that I've been very excited to see, even as like a user of Jump Cloud, to see coming to fruition is running an ad hoc command on a device, meaning it's a command that you don't want to assign, you don't want to have to deal with unassigning it or reassigning it to a device or a device group. You just say, oh, you know what, I have that one little fix to either troubleshoot or resolve something that I know is going to work or I'm thinking might work. And I would like to do that without the hassle of having to do it, like deal with permissions after the fact. If it's not a scheduled task, you want to probably do it just one shot. And this is actually just was released relatively recently, and I can come into here. So I have the devices section of my MTP, and there's now an actions button that says run command. Now this will bring up the commands that are filtered for one, the operating system that you're working on, two, they are filtered for the organization of the device. So this is particularly helpful for MSPs to know, because if you don't see a command here, it might not actually, it might not exist in that organization that you're looking at currently. But I can do this and simply click OK if I want to do, the generic network fix. Boom, it's right there. And this is available to you as an MSP in your MTP for free. So if as long as part of your devices in your organization, this should be available to you. Also, if you come in here and you want to run a command and click new command, this will let you make a new command on the spot, also for the organization and that device operating system. So you can see I can select this as a Windows PowerShell option, set up TTL or timeout settings. And when I do this, it will save it, but not assign it. So I don't have to worry about unassigning this command after the fact when it's run. What's super cool also is this is also available in the direct organization. So if I come into the devices table here, I can see that same actions button and click run a command and get the same UI. The other nice part, and this was a kind of like a incidental benefit, was there's also the ability to start a remote assist session here. So like you don't have to go and look for other menus or pull up the device here. You can start the remote assist and have the different options of either unattended or attended access to the device, which is super cool. And as a former IT admin, this is very handy, and I know this will be used for you guys. Absolutely look forward to seeing how our users are going to be able to use this. And any feedback, feel free to throw it my way. But yeah, I'm very happy with how we got this out there.
Well,
So
I
that's
don't know.
ad hoc commands.
I don't know if you saw the chat because you had your screen up, but I tried to throw them up on screen and tons of OMG, yes, great addition, yes, please. Okay, I need this feature now. This is great. So yeah, I think people might be a little excited about this,
That's
Rob. So yeah, let's see.
Well,
Kelly says, please give this to me. I solemnly swear I will only use these powers for good and mischief if I absolutely have to.
Well, it is available to you. So if you have commands set up, feel free to use them. And this is, very handy feature. The other feature that my teams are working on is, let me see if I can get this to pop up properly, is this will be available for both direct organizations. So if you have a single org and users that have MTP admins. And this is a pain point that I probably have to set the stage a little bit, is all of us, obviously we manage MDM in Jump Cloud. It's one of our bread and butter features. You have devices in here. We want to help you manage those. But the actual manual process for setting up MDM is pretty painful. And as an MSP, if you have to do this, times, let's say you have 10 orgs and it takes 15 minutes, that's a lot of time to spend setting up MDM. The fun part is these certificates and tokens for the various tools out there. If it's all Apple stuff, that's once a year you have to set it up. If it's Azure AD for the cloud directory sync, it's usually about 90 days to set this up, and those will all expire at random times. This new feature is to help MSPs and also direct admins replace the Outlook calendar as the number one tool to track this, which is, when we were speaking with customers and kind of doing research on this, it turns out that most people were using just a calendar app to track this. And what this is when you set up MDM inside of Jump Cloud, that token will have an expiration date. And if we can capture that, it'll be reported here in this consolidated table. So that previous table that you see on your MTP or even your admin portal for Jump Cloud, it will be replaced with this consolidated table that will show you a general view across all of your organizations. So if you have 300 MDM tokens set up, and that's like 100, like 3 of them are for Apple for every single organization you manage, this will all show up here, and they'll be broken out into categories of when they're about to expire, and also give you a link that if I was to click on this, it will bring you to that organization to let you redo this. So this is this is a very painful, kind of time-consuming, weird problem that is unusually painful for MSPs, but also as an organization with a single one, we wanted to make sure this is helpful to you as well. Kelly, that cracks me up. Is the fact that even SSO, like if you set up a bunch of SSO apps, this is also painful because you can have 50 apps. Some orgs have tons of apps. So definitely we are going to be tracking those as well. It will be rolled out in phases. So if you do have early access, lights will start popping up on you if you do want to see this. But absolutely, we wanted to solve a problem that was plaguing admins, and we're very excited to be releasing this to you very soon. So keep an eye out on your MTP and your admin portals. And yeah, we're excited to get this in your hands quickly. Early access, feel free to reach out to me and I will be happy to hook you up. And that's it for me. It was my 2 main spiels.
Wow, lots of excitement. So you've delivered quite a punch today, Robert. Very excited in the chat. Yeah, reach out to Rob. If you can't find him, then as always, you can reach out to us on Slack, in the Slack lounge, or community@jumpcloud.com. Any of those will work. And Rob, if you want to put your email in the IT Hour forum in here and in the Slack lounge, then people can reach out to you about the early access. And
yep, I'm on the lounge as well, so feel free to reach out to me there.
Yes, absolutely. So we're getting Jeff saying I have a band now, because in the description of the session today, I said Himanshu returns because he's been here before and he's going to talk about password manager. So now there's a joke that is a band name. So you're going to be extra famous, Himanshu. So get ready. All right.
So
go for it. We're excited to hear new stuff on password manager.
Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about 2 new features about password manager cloud backup, and our new import visit. And let me share my screen. So last month, I demonstrate how the password manager cloud backup looks in terms of the visibility. Okay, so it looks like there's some, that's weird. Okay, there you go. For some reason, it's taking time. All right, so yeah, so last month, when we went EA, I demonstrate each and every step about our cloud backup, and now we are available as GA. You can just go to your password manager settings and you can enable a cloud backup feature for that. And so basically what cloud backup does in password manager. So it will ensure that you have an easy and recovery way in case of a user lose the device, or you are assigning a new device to the user. They want to make sure that all the accounts are migrating from the previous device to new device, or for any other reason your app get crashed, you can recover from a cloud backup securely. And there's a seamless data protection. So we provide an automatic backup. The moment you enable a cloud backup on admin portal, it will trigger a cloud backup on each and every devices of the user, and make sure that there's a 0-day support, so that anything happen, the user device get lost or crashed, they can recover the data from the cloud backup there. In order to make the whole recovery process secure, because we are talking about a password manager vault, which have multiple items related to passwords, the payment card or ID card informations there. So whenever an end user is going to request for a restore, it will require an administrator permission. In order to, the request will go to an admin portal, and admin will verify to make sure that this request is coming from a right resource, or it's not somebody who get access to your device and or try to reactivate your account and then ask for a restore backup there. Once the administrator get the confirmation, then the admin is going to approve that request, and the user will get all their account recovered to their device. And it is available, as I mentioned earlier, available to everyone. Feel free to enable this on your org and provide a feedback on that. And then the next one we have is our new import visit. One of the challenges we were facing with our import visit is that it was really a time-consuming process. There were no directions or error messages or anything available that will give a indication or a guidance to an end user that while importing your data, you may misorganize your structure. Instead of having stuff in 5 different folder, everything will get copied into one folder, or maybe you will miss a nickname column, or you will miss additional information column from your CSV file to a jump cloud password manager. That's where we make sure that in the new import visit, we create a structure where each and every step an end user will have a visibility and a proper detailed information what they are doing, if everything works fine or not. And because that will make it much more easier. One of the feedback we got from our customer, the non-technical customer, were facing a lot of challenges with this import visit. Another thing we added, we make sure that it's consistent with the jump cloud designing, the logo, the naming convention. So you will see a new structure for that. And in order to experience this new import visit, make sure that your browser extension is upgraded to the latest version, which is 1.1.0, so that you can use this import visit. So the next one is the demo time. So I'm going to directly jump into our import visit demo. So I will go to our extension and then open the import visit. And that's where we have option, what kind of item do we want to import. So I'm going to select the password there, continue. So I'm going to use a CSV file for this demo. And now here the templates are available if you want to know what exactly the CSV file look like. And then other than CSV, there are other format of files which we support as well. I'm going to select the file, click add. Now here our import wizard identified that there are some data which required a extra attention there. So we introduced this button there which say extra column needed attention. Once you click on it, that tells you that these are the name what are available in the CSV file, and that's how it is going to look in our password manager there. So looks like the folder name is missing. So I'm going to select there and I'm going to say set as a folder, so that all the folders I have in CSV file get imported into password manager. Click save. And now we are going to review the complete. So it says, okay, so these are the folders: testing, demo, marketing, sales, one-time demo. and we are going to create this as a new folder. If we want to create or we want to move it to some other folder, so for right now I have a folder called personal folder, so I can move all the items there. So that's a user choice how they want to do, or if they want to create some new folder instead of testing, that option is available as well. So now on my account, as you see, I only have these two folders here. Now I'm going to continue importing the data there. So I successfully import 37 items there. I'm going to close this and go back to my desktop app. And that's where you see. So I have each and every item under the folder what I want, the marketing, demo, sales. So all these folders are available there. If anything goes wrong, like anything missing, we will show you an error message during the import flow, so that as an end user, without contacting the administrator, you will know what exactly step are missing or what you need to remove or add.
How does it handle
That's all I
duplicates,
have for
Himanshu?
the Password Manager.
How does it handle duplicates?
See if there are any questions there. Right.
All right. Can you hear me, Himanshu?
So Becky, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How does it handle duplicates if you import like something into a folder that already exists?
Himanshu,
I
are
don't
you
think.
able to hear Becky?
Looks like I'm not able to hear.
Are you not able to hear any of us?
I thought it was just maybe no one could hear just me, which I made sure I unmuted, but
Yeah, I think we've got some audio issues. Let me check with Himanshu in our internal chat.
yeah. Can type it in too. Let's see if you can see that. No, well, you are muted now, so.
I can hear now. Yeah, that's weird. I just this particular application stopped. I wasn't able to hear anything, but other than that, everything was working fine. And suddenly it started working again without even selecting any other device or anything.
Well, my power restarted maybe 30 minutes before the show, and I was like, "Oh, great." I'd actually went out one day right about the middle of the IT hour, and I just disappeared and couldn't get back on. So Alexa had to kind of finish things up. So we were just asking if it handled duplicates or not, or how it will handle those.
Yeah, so it does handle the duplicates there. So, if, for example, for during the process, it will ask you, do you want to save into the same folder which already exists, or do you want to create a new folder with the same name? That option is available there.
Let's see. James is saying, are we able to store files in Password Manager like credentials and keys that need to be shared?
Not yet. So you can save the file content as a secured note, but you cannot save a file.
Okay, so notes, but not files, James.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? I don't think I missed any in the chat, but people seem excited, especially about the cloud backup option. That is looking really good, and people are excited about that because not everyone could have done it on a device. So that works. Jeff is saying SSH keys in Password Manager would be a great feature. Well, Jeff, have you submitted a feature request for that? He knows I'm going to give him that spiel. He knows I'm going to say that. Do you have that on the list, Himanshu, or do you need feature requests for that?
We already have a feature request for that, and that is something is still in the backlog.
Okay, good. Backlog it is. Nathan is asking, will automation/API access be added to Password Manager, i.e. to programmatically update items such as secret keys
That goes under the same category as SSH key or any other secret keys there. So it's on our roadmap, but there's no ETA on that yet.
Gotcha. And Kelly's asking, can we upvote feature requests from other people? Not at the moment, Kelly, although we're kind of talking a little bit about how we could do that and fit it into the PM workflow. I'm hoping that we can use some features on the community, but we have to make sure we plug it into our processes. So as of right now, people submitting their own feature requests for things shows duplicates, but that lets us count how many people are requesting something like that. But we are talking about figuring out ways that we can do that where you can vote or comment on it or kind of give your own input. So it's not probably going to be anytime soon, but we are discussing that and trying to see how we can make it work. But it looks like we've got other people voting that up saying, yeah, they want that too. So that's good to know. All right.
Well, at least we know we can upvote the requests to be able to upvote requests.
That's right. We can vote up Kelly's vote. So good call. We just have a couple of news items. I didn't go crazy on the news today. Let us see. This one kind of, the first one that I pulled was kind of from a few days ago, but it kind of startled me a little bit. There's a new acoustic attack that can steal data from keystrokes with 95% accuracy. I can't remember who shared this with me from Bleeping Computer, but there was a team of researchers from British universities that have trained a deep learning model that can steal data from keyboard strokes recorded using a microphone with an accuracy of 95%. And when Zoom was used for this training, the prediction accuracy dropped to 93%, which is still pretty dang high. Such an attack severely affects the target's data security as it could leak people's passwords, discussion messages, or other sensitive information to malicious third parties. So what they are doing is they take a particular keyboard and they record the keystrokes and learn the sound to train the prediction algorithm. So then they start listening via a nearby microphone or the target's phone that might have been infected by malware that has access to its microphone. And they listen to the sounds and the cadence of what you're typing to grab that. So Jeff's saying, heard about that. AI can jump on a Zoom call. I'm never typing during a call ever again. Yeah, you're right, Urvashi. RIP mechanical keyboards. Zoom's horrible audio quality is finally a good thing. But I also, in addition to that, I saw another article recently bashing Zoom because they changed their terms and conditions and hid in there. Well, it's not really hidden. I mean, it's in there about using AI to train on, basically using your content to train their AI. And people started getting really up in arms about this addition to the terms, saying, I'm not going to use Zoom anymore if Zoom's going to take my calls and data and use it to train their AI. Well, Zoom came out with a clarification blog post that said it would be opt-in, to where admins on a Zoom account can decide to enable that or not. However, when I saw the highlight of the terms and conditions, didn't really mention that that was going to be optional, which is why people were upset about it, because it doesn't say, oh, this is optional. We may turn it on if you agree to it and opt in. Wasn't exactly what it said. Kelly says they finally fixed the AI nonsense, but they slipped it in there in March. So I guess people are just now kind of noticing and freaking out about it. So one thing I did see about the typing, though, was if you kind of vary your typing speed and things, kind of like doing an uneven walk when you're in the
Life
desert.
is hard enough, Becky.
Well, if you've seen Dune, then they they stagger their walks and make them uneven so that the sandworms don't get them. So if you think of, like changing up your typing a little bit, that's supposed to throw it off.
I feel like within 5 minutes, I will be able to find a YouTube video which is now just simulating random typing just to throw off anything that's listening.
Absolutely. Just throw it out there and put it over what you're typing. See, Kelly knew what I was talking about. Walk without rhythm and you won't attract the worm. See, it's a thing. Yeah, Rob, you can say that out loud if you want.
Yep, that's all I heard was change typing to stay safe from worm people. But the reality is, I mean, nothing's safe. You heard about them breaking encryption with like the LED, like the LED of the power supply for a device? Like what? Like there's we just give up. The AI overlords are already here. So,
I, for one, do not welcome our AI overlords.
nope.
Who wants to build a
Robot
bunker?
overlords, yes. AI, no. Repeatedly type for the AI to self-destruct. There you go, Joe. That'll work. All right. So Google has changed their security updates from bi-weekly to weekly to address the growing patch gap problem that allows threat actors extra time to exploit published in-day and zero-day flaws. So just giving you a heads up that this new schedule will start with Google Chrome 1.16, and that was actually scheduled for release a couple days ago. So Google explained that since Chromium is an open source project that allows anyone to view its source code and scrutinize developer discussions, commits, and fixes made by contributors in real time. But while they are being tested for stability, performance, and compatibility issues before they can be published, that also allows threat actors to identify flaws before fixes reach a mass user base of stable Chrome releases. And that is what the in-day exploitation is. Known and patch security issue, but not enough people have updated to take advantage of that. So that will be interesting to have those weekly. And I'm assuming that probably people will just go ahead and push those updates weekly to their users. Wouldn't want to leave anything open too long, but that's that Chrome is going to restart in 1 hour notice is annoying right when you're, I don't know, starting a live stream show and you don't want it to reboot in the middle of your show. It hasn't happened, but it's come close. So heads up on that. And the only other one I had was actually where I was going to talk about the Zoom AI, but it came up earlier. Zoom has also decided to pull their people back into the office. And this was interesting on Computer World because they said when a company that makes software designed to ensure remote work is successful decides its own employees need to be in the office, it's sending the exact wrong message to customers. Zoom is one of the leading video conferencing platforms in the market and one of the most successful, but it recently made a decision that could damage sales going forward. Might be a little bit of a hyperbole, but I get what they're saying. They publicly indicated that work from home is not working for the company, which is pretty much like a car company telling its employees to take public transportation. So now I don't agree with this next sentence. They said it is a clear indicator that the company's software not only doesn't make work from home viable, it never will. I don't believe that at all because, well, we make software to make remote work happen. And to make work happen, our tagline is we make work happen. But during the pandemic, we went fully remote and it's working quite well. So I think it's all in how you implement it because there are many, many companies that do it and do it well. So that seems more to me like policy problems and trusting your people problems than, remote work doesn't work. I'm getting kind of tired of that narrative. What do you all think?
I don't even know where to begin.
Well, you said
It's
in
just
the chat.
it's such a control thing, right? Like, would you feel like people are only going to work if you're standing over them and watching?
It kind of feels that way sometimes. I mean, there are companies that are doing the remote thing and they're installing all kinds of software to like watch how often your mouse is busy and watch your screen and things like that. I think that's overkill. Um, hire adults, trust them to be adults, train them, and then trust them to do their jobs. Um, Kelly says, okay, but how is it not working for them? It sounds like a policy issue. I agree. I totally agree, Kelly. And Nathan says fully remote. I think it's great. I've done it for about 15 years now. And for various different companies. It's gotten easier over time, but I think it's great to have that flexibility. I mean, how else would I do carpool 2 times a day? You probably have the same issue, right, Rob?
Oh yeah, I can't imagine juggling that. The only downside is now not working in an office, I don't get to have like the cold Chick-fil-A sandwich that was left on the table, hoping some random, help desk guy would pick it up. I miss out on that, or like the 2-day-old Dunkin' Donuts that were left there. Like, how will I ever get those now?
I
I guess I just
don't
have to
ba
settle for crumbs that my kids left behind. So
well,
Pop-Tarts and stuff.
I don't bake as much because I don't have any place to get rid of stuff like that. Like, what do? You take it to the office to get rid of it and not have to eat it all yourself, right? So I I'm
I
totally
could
with you
send
there.
you some donuts, Rob, because by the time they
Oh,
get there, they'll be 2 days old. So,
like, there you go,
um,
perfect.
It would just feel just like home.
Just bring me right back right back to the days.
Yeah. See, Kayla says workplace has been hybrid, mostly remote since COVID, doing well, working great for them. So yeah, Kelly's saying, I've seen articles about how the people who are complaining the loudest are the middle management layer, the ones whose whole job is being seen walking around and making sure everyone does their job. I think it's that, but I also think it's the commercial real estate folks. Um, if any of my friends are, sorry, but that's where I'm seeing a lot of it coming from is they want their buildings to be um, full. And I've even seen what state was it that mandated everyone come back, and it was mostly because all the buildings and restaurants that were in the high traffic work areas weren't doing so well because everybody was working from home. So they mandated, it was a state government that mandated that everyone come back into the office so that the buildings would be instead of repurposing that real estate and doing something different with it, they just decide to make everybody miserable and come into work. Actually, I just talked to somebody last night that had moved to Raleigh a month ago, and now their company has called everyone back to work in Florida. That's like,
well, I guess the advantage of being in an office is that if everyone's typing at the same time, then nobody can really listen.
that's
No
true.
worm people. No worm people can
No,
detect
the AI worms
the
cannot
typing.
translate your typing into your password. So
Zoom
James
should have
says,
used that.
that's true. That you should lead with that. James says 99% fully remote. Haven't fully committed, but we haven't been in the office for a few years. I guess it's close enough. And I really like what Kayla said as a follow up to the earlier comment that their coworkers getting to be remote makes them feel more like adults. Yeah, that trust. It does take. You have to focus more on outcomes rather than just assigning people whatever work. It's more about here's the goal, here's the end point we're trying to get to. Go do that and let them do it. Jeff says working from home is definitely healthier. I guess yeah, when you have all the free snacks and the free drinks in the break room and all of the sweets that some people bring in, I don't know who, but all the sweets they bring in from home. I guess you save yourself from that.
Oh man, I feel like I've done so much more work from like when I'm working from home than I ever did in the office. Mostly because the few years that I worked in the office, I was like 22, and I had this debilitating office crush, and so I had to just like wait for him to leave, leave the building, and then I could get work done.
Yes.
That's another thing I miss about working in an office, I guess.
Yeah.
Being
Well,
a kid.
Yeah, Nathan's saying I miss my daily bike commutes. I guess you could find something else to ride to. We don't even have our grocery store isn't even with bike riding distance. Like our neighborhood and area is so car centric that there's I mean, when I worked at Cisco, I probably could have ridden a bike, but when it's 95 degrees out in August, no thanks. I'd rather, get to work and be able to work instead of dying from heat stroke because that's what it feels like sometimes. Yep, that's my commute 3 times a day, James, dropping my kids off at school because I drop one off and then drop the second one off, and then I go pick up the first one, but the second one rides the bus home, so that's why it's 3 instead of 4. Just in case you were wondering why it was an odd number. I just
was
drop
actually. I was wondering.
I just drop my kid off and let him find his way home, Gets home eventually, usually before 8:00. It's a little bit of a hike. All right. That was all we actually had today. I was going to keep it a little bit short. So, any good plans this weekend before we go?
The Van Gogh immersive experience thing has finally come to Bangalore, so I'm going to go to that with my cousin on Sunday. That should be fun.
Nice. Nice. Oh, Kayla's going to play Baldur's Gate 3. All right. We got a gamer. Another gamer. We have lots of gamers. We have a ton of them. Rob, what about you besides taking care of all those plants behind you? We were talking about that earlier.
Sushi. So I'm gonna have some sushi tonight. Nice little date with the wife. Get some nice sushi. Brand new hipster kind of restaurant here. So I'm gonna be that guy. So
I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah.
But you know what I don't like is that they're trying to turn sushi into like other things, like sushi burritos and sushi like
fusion stuff,
sandwiches.
gross, nasty.
Like
that
sushi
I'm a
burrito looks
nigiri sashimi kind of guy. Like I don't want
Right.
anything else on my roll. I just want the awesome fish and whatever. But
I like
yikes,
poke
that sounds
bowls,
horrible.
so those are
Those are good.
okay.
Those are good. Those are good.
Yep. That's
Going some Diablo 4 as well. I do see that on there, and I will note also Diablo 4.
Robin's spray painting an airplane. So a full-size airplane or a model airplane? That's my first thought there. So Kelly's still play. Oh wow, Robin, full-size
Whoa.
airplane. Nice. You're gonna have to tell us that story sometime.
just casually
still-
threw that in there,
Yeah,
like
just casually, like
spray painting a whole
airplane. No big deal.
functioning airplane.
Kelly's still playing Tears of the Kingdom, and Rob is suffering from rage from Diablo 4. So,
What are your plans, Himanshu?
Actually, I'm just gonna spend a weekend at my friend place in Sacramento, and we are planning to go to Lake Tahoe, but that all depends how crowded it is. Because what I have learned in last couple of years, that weekends are the one you don't really want to go there because you ended up just getting stuck in the traffic for hours. So yeah,
yeah, it's a bit
more
of a
of like
drive.
yeah,
But it is
yeah,
beautiful up there. So
it
I
is.
have a friend that has a house up in Tahoe. I haven't been there, but I've seen the pictures, and he likes to go up and ski though. So they're usually up there during the cold weather. But yeah, that's beautiful country. So, but San Francisco is too. You could go out to see some of the redwoods and things like that, and at least
Yes. Yeah.
get your fix of beautiful countryside. All right. So we've still got some comments here about Legends of Zelda, the new one. Oh, Robin's doing a historic jet restoration. And the reason I'm calling these out is because people on YouTube won't see them. So when they go back to watch it, they won't understand what we're laughing about if we don't read them out loud or just play them on the screen. So there you go. Well,
Oh, Kelly mentioned AFC Richmond. I was peer pressured by Tom and you, Becky, to watch Ted Lasso. So I've watched all of it now over like 2 weekends.
it's pretty good stuff. So it's very enjoyable. Nathan says maybe we should get a Jump Cloud D4 game session going sometime. There you go. Y'all should exchange names and go play Diablo against each other or on the same team. I don't play it, so I'm not sure if it's team based or just you're fighting each other. Kelly says she would have pressured you too, Urvashi. So, but yeah, now she doesn't have to. Are you all the way through all 3 seasons?
Yes. When I watch a show, I commit. Like sometimes even if I don't enjoy the show, like I need to watch all of it from start to finish so that I can accurately describe how much I dislike the show. As someone who used to be an actor, like I really hated it when people were like, "Oh, I watched like the first 10 minutes and it sucked." So now I'm like, I watched every episode of every season just to tell you that it
So
sucked.
so I can properly critique it
Yes.
and not just give up after 1 episode. Because sometimes, some really good shows take a couple episodes to really build up and bring you in. I'm
Yes, Nathan. Power binge.
back to I never watched Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, so I got a couple seasons in and then kinda wandered off. So I had a conversation with a friend and we brought up Buffy and I'm like, I should go back and watch that. So it was because of the musical episode. There was a musical episode of Buffy, and we were talking about that, and I haven't gotten that far, so I've got a long ways to go. So I'm about early season 3, so I've got a long, long way to go before I'm done. But yeah, that's my
I love
sort of
having
binge watch.
I love having stuff lined up to binge.
There's a lot out there, especially now that some of the channels have revamped a lot of their old stuff. Like you can watch the original series of Star Trek on Paramount. So you can go way back and binge stuff 24/7, I think, at this point. There's enough content out there. So go have fun for your weekend.
Rob and Himanshu are just sitting there like, these two.
We do this all the time. This
Yapping
is how we
away.
geek out. This is how we geek out. Oh, Jeff just finished Deep Space Nine again. And
Oh my God,
Rob,
Gilmore Girls, Rob.
yeah, Rob,
The
you do need to
reboot
watch
was
Buffy.
so bad.
If you like Gilmore Girls, then you might like the quips on Buffy too. But I do love the rapid fire dialogue on Gilmore Girls. I watched that when it was out, and my mom bought me the DVDs so that I would have it on hand
Did
so
you
I could
watch the
rewatch
reboot?
it. Yes, I did. I did
Did you
watch the
enjoy
reboot.
it? The correct answer
Sort of,
is no.
kind of, but yeah. I mean, I didn't like how it ended, but it's all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, right. All right, we'll let y'all go today. We'll quit getting so off topic, but that's kind of the fun part too. So enjoy your weekend. Next week, we've got something really interesting. A couple of friends of mine are coming on to talk about AI and Chat GPT. So a little bit of that AI stuff we were talking about today. We'll talk a little bit more about where AI is headed and some about how people might be able to put it to use, but also, kind of some warnings on where it does okay and where it fails miserably. So that should be interesting. So come on back next Friday, which is also my mom's birthday. So I will to wish her a happy birthday next Friday.
Yes.
Got to do that. Because my parents actually watch this, Rob. So I when my dad always calls me when I have mentioned him and and gives me a hard time about it. So got to do that.
As an Indian person, I have to refer to them as auntie and uncle. So thank you for watching, uncle, and happy almost birthday, auntie.
There you go. All right, y'all. We will see you next week. Join us back here. Same time, same bat channel. Have a good weekend. Bye all.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.